Greetings, fellow shipbuilders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, Episode 7, Seeking Ships for Scrap Parts. I would like you all to decide on my medium-term goal, meaning what am I roughly working towards. So here are the options. We can save up to purchase a derelict ship to flip for profit. We could add a crew quarter to the ship for convenience, like somewhere for me to sleep, comfort, and possibly another crew member, because I don't want to take on another crew member unless I have a crew quarters on our own ship. Otherwise, managing crew members when the crew members are in multiple locations at once is annoying. Basically, the benefit of having multiple crew members is like you can work in shifts, and while like one's sleeping, the other one's working, but I don't want the sleeper to be somewhere else because it's taxing on the game engine. We could run Nexus gig missions, get paid for work that way. I could increase the cargo bay of my current ship to increase its salvage capability. I could save up to pay the mortgage debt as quickly as possible, or viewer suggestions. And what I'm going to do right now, my current priority, is to restore this stuff and run it back to K-Leg, because we are just picking up where we left off. So, I don't know if I've linked my PDA. Yeah, okay, it started off linked. So let's get back to K-Leg, because my ship's about full. And then I'll start working on whatever you guys want me to work on. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the ask a question about the game Redemption, which is a really good way to get my attention about something, provided it's a question I can answer and relevant to the game. And we are pulling away from Dauntless here. So I'm going to raise thrust a little bit up to like 75% G. And then we'll start our transfer burn over to K-Leg, trying to kill all of our cross velocity, and then I'll do the bearings and the lineup and the speed. Alright, cross velocity is basically good. Bearings. Good enough. And then the acceleration burn. What's the purpose of linking your PDA to the nav console? So you can have partial control of the ship from your PDA. So if I go to my PDA here, right, if I use my PDA, I can do things from the PDA, like managing my nav map, nav link, zones, gigs, etc. So on the nav map, for instance, this is where the ship is in space. I can actually see it. I can change some of the trackings. I can't steer from a PDA. I can even potentially clear the proximity warnings or mute the proximity warnings. So there's a lot of things you can do from your PDA. So if you're getting like annoying proximity warnings constantly, you can just turn those off. But obviously I want them on. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to auto-task my character until we get close to K-Leg. Fixing up all the things that are pretty busted. So we have a ship full of pretty decently sellable stuff. And getting more money for it is ideal. Shadow, thank you for the sub. And Bryza for the resub. Azarun for the resub too. Cheers. Now, it seems to me pretty overwhelming that you guys want me to just increase the cargo bay size. I am good with that. What I would like to do is try to find a Ryoka ship in order to strip the Ryoka ship for parts. And I hadn't actually explained why I like to do that. But it's because the game, being a pixel game, is kind of noisy. There's like a lot of information. And having all of your ship floors be of the same type makes it a lot easier to like discern stuff. Makes it easier to essentially hoard loot and the like. Alright, let's dock with K-Leg. Now, one of the reasons why to have a bigger crew quarter, and I'll close this poll in just a moment when I'm not like flying into K-Leg, is every time you dock with K-Leg, you do have like docking fees. So the more storage you have on your ship, the less frequently you have to go to K-Leg, which means you aren't subjected to those constant docking fees. Now, granted, those docking fees are like pennies on the dollar, but if you keep going to K-Leg over and over and over, they do add up. They eventually get expensive. So it's nice to have a lot of storage so that we don't have to go back to K-Leg every day. Wow. Clamping was... The game was like, oh, I don't know about this clamping thing. Alright, let's auto-task repair. What am I even repairing right now? The pump? I guess the pump was about to break. And it is our oxygen pump, so I probably shouldn't let that break. Whoa, Manlish. Good timing, I just started. You don't usually wrap up your streams today, so I hope you're doing okay. You're playing some Recycling Center Simulator? Well, I am too, in a way. You're a scrapper, I'm a scrapper. I'm working in space and you're working on the ground, but I think we can collaborate here. I'll just send my scrap down to Earth. I'll huck it to you. Alright. The immediate priority is head back to K-Leg to sell. And then after that, I'm going to be working towards expanding the cargo so that I can store more salvage. Ah, I see. Well, that makes sense. So enjoy your wings. I actually made wings. Well, not wings. I made drumsticks. I made drumsticks for the family last night. So I wonder how my cooking compares. It probably doesn't. I'm sure a proper festival with wings would be a lot better than my cooking. You do want to play this again? Yeah, it's addictive. It is. There's something about it. It's like space crack. It scratches an itch that, like, I don't know, people that dream of the stars. It's just, it scratches a certain itch, and I completely get that. All right, let's use that PDA of mine and shut that prox alarm up, right? Because that's like literally why I just shush. Literally why I just linked it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to micromanage doing the restorations for the pieces I care to self. Because there's a lot of stuff here that is part of the ship that I'm not necessarily selling. Yes, you left off here in the exact place. I had just found the last ship and I was contemplating repair. So I had restored all the patchwork that was in the floors and walls and cabling. Not everything is up to snuff. So like this antenna, for instance, is about to break. There's a bunch of wall and floor panels that like completely suck. But at least we're at a point where like it's our ship and it's not full of patches, which is better than most can say. Alright, at this rate, I am gonna run the gut power drill out of power. But I'll just keep restoring the HE tank. Now, I think they changed the percentage, and I should probably test this, because it used to be that anything that was a condition 95 plus was considered like new, and it really didn't gain any additional profit off of restoring past like new. I don't 100% know that if that's still true. I think there's a little bit more flexibility. It's still 95? Okay, cool. So for items that take a very long time to restore, like the HE canisters, I'll just do to 95. For smaller items where we restore it within seconds, it really doesn't matter. I don't need a min-max 95%. It's more effort than it's worth. But for the slow to repair items, like trade cans and large installables, I'll aim to do it more meta-like. And the way to see the percentage is the ground here. So you can't just like mouse over, it doesn't give you a percent, but if I look at it in the ground filter, I can see it's at 75% now. You're saying I might want to remove my suit battery? Well, I already have a suit battery charger here on my ship. So power costs basically nothing in this game, so there's almost no benefit in removing my suit battery. In fact, I would argue the opposite. the likelihood that you forget to put a battery back in and suffocate is quite high. That would be my counter argument. You're surprised I'm not swapping to comfy clothes for transit? My comfort levels aren't bad at the moment, right? If you look at my moodlets, or whatever you want to call that, I'm not, like, that worse for wear, so I don't think it's a big deal one way or another. I could do the show more button here, up here, to see its but it's like not a percentage in the same way. You're best just to see it on the mouse over, in my opinion. Is there a way to tell what tool you're using for repairs, besides looking for the charge? No, not that I know of. I suppose what you could do is put all your tools on the ground and you'll know which one you fetch. That's probably not what you mean. Okay, it's a bit messy. I'm not exactly sure what we have here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first sale. And then after doing a first sale, I can take a look at what we didn't restore. So we have a nav console that is like new. We've got the HE can like new. The MHD. So the MHD is a part of a reactor. I'll go into the reactor parts later when it becomes more relevant. I don't need trash. I don't know why I picked that up. The cooler. The helmet. The thruster assembly. The fuel reactor, or regulator, rather. And then I think the Bingham batteries I'm going to keep for now because I don't really know how many of them I want to sell. Oh, and then, of course, the PDA with some info. 33K. I mean, that's not bad. All right, now that I've done that, should be a little bit easier to, like, see the floor in here. I guess there's still another PDA that didn't sell. Got it. All right, let's go ahead and put these restored batteries into the charger. And then I have a lot of, like, spare parts on the ground. At some point, maybe what I'll do is I'll bother to restore a bin. So I have 2 spare suit batteries at 100% condition. So the ones on me, I'm going to sell. I don't need 5 batteries total. That's a bit absurd. I do believe that I got another compact bag. So I think what I could do is I can put a lot of the spare parts in the compact bag to free up additional floor space, because the more floor space I have, the more space I have for salvage. I know that it is possible to nest those compact bags. So it looks like we have an O2 can here into like a, you know, you can nest them. What I'm saying is I don't intend to do that because I don't really like to micromanage bags within bags within bags. I find it annoying, so via personal preference, it's not something I'm ever going to employ. But having like 2 of these bags with all of your typical repair stuff makes it really easy to fetch the items you need to restore broken pieces. And then in this overhead bin, I'll put like 2 of the motherboards and 1 of the screens, because I don't necessarily need so many duplicates. I can also, however, put the clothing in there in the bins too. So keeping shore leave clothing, you don't really need to. Like, I could sell it. I wouldn't be worse for wear, but sometimes it's nice to have, like, clothing you can chill out in. Granted, the clothing that I have is, like, worn and horrible. So, it might be pretty low on the list of things to keep. But, regardless, it's mine. I own it, so I'm going to put it away. So, I'll put away the loose conduit. Stack the meals. Oops, where'd the bin go? Why'd you close the bin? Stack the meals, and I'll keep one meal on me. Okay. I'm holding a meal, but somehow I'm not. I don't know how this is possible. There we go. Yeah, so that looks about right. So we still have 2 batteries, an aux tank, and a PD-8 cell. And then refuel and head back out. So updating the priority here. The current goal is to expand the cargo area to accommodate more salvage. Does it sound about right to you? That's what y'all voted for? Let's do that. Oh, don't know why I'm holding this other compact, though. Let me put this back. And I kept the correct one. Good. Alright, we have still plenty of time left on our pass, so that's not much of an issue. Don't need to buy another one. So let's see what is in the list of things to sell. O2 can. It didn't have a lot of O2. This PDA has, it has a little bit of data on it. Worth something. And then the 2 Bingham batteries, which don't really sell a lot, but still, regardless, it's another 4,500. Bring our total up to 60K, which is honestly pretty good. It's not going to buy us like a derelict, but it is pretty good. Alright, paying the recharge fees, the docking fees, the mortgage fees, and we have, you know, we only just spent 4,000 or so. There's one other thing I was thinking, yeah, okay, not wanted. Who wants the permits? Is it... Because I know the license kiosk doesn't. Is it the scrap dealer now? Because I know they changed that. Still not wanted. And it definitely wasn't the license kiosk. Nobody wants it. I mean, it's not going to be worth very much. Maybe the black market? Yeah, I could try the black market. Let's try that. You know what? No, I'm not going to. And the reason is, in order to gain access to the black market, you have to, like, chat up the fence for, like, a long time, and it's really annoying. I'd just rather not. Because it might be, like, 10 minutes of, like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And, like, my character's shy. Like, pathologically shy. So he's not the type to want to do something like that. So I am going to roll into the roleplay a little hard and say, no, that's not something I would do. That's not something that Captain Eric Garrison would do. All right. So we're all paid up. We're all fueled up. We're all ready to go. Let's get out there and look for another fresh Ryoka ship to scrap the hull. And if not, just make money salvaging. We'll see what we get. Alright, let's head up to this ship next to the Acid Jaunt. So we've already gone to the Acid Jaunt, but we'll go to its neighbor. And lower my acceleration a little bit. So on the trip over to the Acid Jaunt, I'll work on my psychological needs a little bit. So let's see what those even are. Contact unnoticed. Okay, so let's expand this list and write home to raise some of the family, raise some of the intimacy, and raise some of the contact. So we're going to long for a better life, which raises intimacy. We can browse social app for contacts. It certainly wouldn't raise my, like, social batteries, but sure. And what's happening here is we're learning banter. Basically, we're browsing, like, the social web and figuring out how to speak with other people about like common topics like sports teams and the like. Yep, proximity alarm is off. I know. Let me turn that back on. It wasn't first death incoming. I'm able to read. But it would be fun to slam into things. Alright, so contact is up to noticed. Let's do family. Oh, nav message received. The local authorities ship scan detected. So what is happening here is the local police are scanning us. Message log. Or rather, unled. Your transponder salvage permit appears to be in good order. Have a good day, citizen. Got it. So what happened there, if you're wondering, is this ship here, this orange one, got close to us and essentially scanned us to make sure that we had our transponder up and a salvage license. And had I not, they would have, like, docked me and fined me. Basically, it's just, there's not a compelling reason not to have a valid salvage license at all times unless you're trying to roleplay like a pirate run. Which I am not trying to do, so legit salvage is fine. And contact is now noticed. Family is now neutral. Embassy is now neutral. Alright, remember family. Browse. And the reason to keep yourself happy is like, happy people work faster. Is maybe the easiest way to put it. So, we are here. And we're almost perfectly lined up. I love it. Let's see how big of a boat we get. Maybe it's a cruise liner. Maybe it's a speed ship. Or maybe it's just an airlock. It's something tiny. No clearance, great theory, terrible in practice. So it's a DoD small. Yeah, this thing is like an airlock. Yep, it's an airlock. With a working intake. I mean, sure, I'll take it. But this is like a rescue pod that broke or something. I'm sure it has a very harrowing story, but, you know, it doesn't make me money, so I don't really care, right? Alright, while I'm here, I'm actually going to do one other thing. So I'm going to uninstall this wall, and the reason is, oh yeah, there's a thruster here as well. The antenna that we have is, like, pretty close to breaking. Granted, we have two antennas, but, like, I would like to have a not close to breaking antenna. Both of them. Because they're kind of annoying to maintain. The Zen 2 can is, like, too empty to even bother with. Hey, Brother Frenchie. And, Kamiyaku, thank you for the resubs. Also, I am working on the voted priority. If it is not the voted priority, I am not working on it. So trying to, like, micromanage or backseat me with suggestions that are outside of what we actually voted on are summarily going to be ignored. Essentially, you guys vote for what I work on, and if it ain't voted on, I ain't working on it. Unless it's absolutely necessary for, like, survival or whatever. So, what I'm working on, as a reminder, is up here in the top left. I'm expanding the cargo bay, and if there isn't the correct parts that I deem correct, then I am going to salvage. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. That is what the priority is. That's what a priority means. So I just want to cut you off. If you have alternative ideas, it's like, cool, but like, vote for it, suggest it. But if it ain't voted for and suggested, I'll have to wait until it is. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure that the components that are like close to breaking are maintained enough that they don't actually fall apart. Because if they fall apart, then they require replacement components to get working again. Alright, so this thing was like pretty lame as far as the ship goes. Let's go ahead and head west. I'm going to call it west. I know it's not really west. So that we stay within line of sight of K-Leg. Because we don't really have a lot of storage space, so return trip to K-Leg are going to be frequent, at least for now. Alright, how's my psychological needs now? So, contact's good, intimacy's fine, family's fine. I'll remember family a little bit more. There, now it's supported. Contact Limelight. And we'll get family cherished. There we go. And then, traveling between areas, we can just restore things. And repair things, fixing our ship even more. I think the local PD just scanned me again. Oh god, the freaking lunatic. Yo, Ass Patrol, watch out, dude. He literally just about murdered me. Dear Lord. For those that don't know how close that was, he was flying at like 500 meters per second and nearly murdered me. It was that close. Right. I thought the proximity alarm was for the ship I was trying to dock with, but I was like, man, I'm coming up on this like docked ship pretty quick. What the hell's going on? Which is why I jumped on the panel as fast as I could. Because like, it doesn't make sense that I would go from like low proximity to like instant proximity. He nearly broadsided me, yeah. That was we had ourselves a little cowboy incident. Not a fan. Alright, let's hope this one's a little bit better than the last one. The last one was a big old letdown. I don't know if this will be any better, but we'll see. Cops be speeding? Yeah. No, it's another tiny one. It says medium, but I don't think it's all that large. Alright, so suit aux is fine. Suit battery is... You know what? Let's swap out our battery. We have these fresh ones. I might as well. And character's a little hungry, a little peckish, so we'll eat some quote-unquote food. Is it food? I don't know. Oh, what the hell happened here? Okay, so there's no reason for me to be here. This thing is a hunk of junk. It obviously exploded. There's absolutely not going to be any reason to salvage that thing. Okay, next up. Let's continue going west, I guess. Wow, it doesn't even read as a ship. It's reading as an airlock. Null reference exception. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a null ship, if you ask me. And yeah, it was medium size. Medium is not... Oh, did I just hit it? Yeah, I must have just hit it. Medium is not mean much. Small is like an escape pod. Medium is something slightly larger than... Oh, hello. Frickin' consoles. Debug. This is an in-game mechanic. This isn't like the game's bugs. This is like sometimes your nav console bugs out. And it bugged out, so I had to debug my own console. Thanks, Microsoft. Oh god, where am I now? And that's another reason why you shouldn't come in super hot when docking with anything. Because if you come in super hot when trying to dock with like K-Leg and you get like console errors, you're dead. You're just dead. You're just gonna slam into K-Leg at fatal velocity and go splat. So I never race back to K-Leg for that reason. Same reason why any self-respecting trucker wouldn't brake at the last second. Your brakes might overheat. You might die. It's not really worth the risk. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to restore the parts that I intend to sell first. And then I'll start restoring the rest of the ship. Alright, my power tool's low on power. Let's fix that. There we go. And third time's a charm, maybe? For everyone screaming, streamer luck! Just remember, I did just go to 2 hunks of junks that were complete wastes of my time. Sometimes you just have to search a lot. Alright, that's gonna get annoying. What's happening here is there's 2 ships on top of one another, so I muted the proximity alarm to the first ship, but the second ship has its own separate proximity alarm, because they're adjacent. So the game's like, hey, you're still about to hit something. It's like, yeah, I know. It's fine. Oh, that's another small one. Micro. Tiny micro. Oh my god. Hard pass. That's its name. Hard pass. Cool. Cool. Very cool. Hey, no, you know what? This actually might be okay. It has a bunch of crates in it, and maybe the crates have goods. Who knows? Or rather, I will know. Crate number 1 has some food and some pills. I'll take some mystery meat, I guess, just because it stacks. Crate number 2. I feel like on a game show. Like Howie Mandel's gonna show up and be like, "What's in the briefcase?" Organs? Meat? Some motors. You know what? I don't have spare motors, so I'll take them. It also has a t-shirt and a drink pouch of, I don't know what's in this drink pouch. Coffee? Coffee! You know, I would drink coffee, but coffee in this game gets you kind of wired. So, I don't really want to be wired. Despite loving coffee IRL. Hold on one sec. Alright. What's behind crate number 3? Purple overalls? Yeah, I doubt it. For those that don't know, you get the joke, purple overalls are like a super... Oh, hello, baseball bat. A super rare item, which is insanely expensive. So, like, it would be akin to hitting the jackpot. Why? I don't know. But the purple overalls are just worth a ton. They would, like, pay off my entire mortgage. Because they're royal or something. I don't know. A bunch of screens. You know, screens are kind of expensive. So, I wouldn't mind taking some screens, too. Of all the random repair parts, screens are the priciest. But honestly, I'm going to just say that was a bust. That was pretty tame as far as loot goes. But not having to buy more trenchers or was nice. You know, the 15 meals. I mean, there was more. I just didn't take it. But there was a bunch of meals there, so no complaints. At least there was something. I could have taken the baseball bat, but I already have a crowbar, and I'm on Team Crowbar pretty fervently, so I will remain Team Crowbar. Not collecting ammo? No. If I was collecting ammo, I would have taken it, wouldn't I? Alright. Good news is, I'm literally adjacent to another ship that's, like, not far away at all, so I should not be very long until I board with the next one. I'm not even going to go very fast to this next one. There's no point in, like, Oh! I guess I got knocked over. I must have hit something. Crew got knocked down. I, like, clipped the ship as I was leaving? No? Actually, I don't even know what I hit. I must have hit... You know what? This next ship must be massive and I hit it. Yes, that's what... Okay, so this is a treasure boat. This is good. I did not expect to hit the ship from 800 meters out or whatever I was. Never mind, it's not that big. Wait, I'm having to get pretty close. I don't know, we'll see. No, maybe it's... No, it is large. It's large. It's a Titan Max. There's dead people on it. Alright, Helidon, crowbar in hand. Hello, formerly non-deceased person. You're a pirate. You know what? I'm not solving your murder. You were murdered correctly. Brutal, I know, but just... that's how it be. Alright, so we got a PDA. We have got a broken capacitor. We've got a broken MHD, a broken core pump. We got a ship battery here that has some charge, so I'm going to flip it around and see if we can get some lights on. What was the name of the ship? I didn't even look at it. Hey, Marauder, thank you for the resub. And mine's settled, too. Oh, of course. I installed it on the... Wait a minute. There's conduit. Wait. Oh, no, the lights are coming on. There was just a delay. I thought I installed it on a broken conduit, and I was like, well, that was dumb. Alright, aux tank, 24%, 31%, don't really care. Let's check the bins. Empty... So this was like a passenger shuttle. Oh, a 72-hour permit. Which expired like months ago. Choice. Thank you for the gifted subs and Snarf for the resub. Cheers, dudes. I really appreciate it. All the support from back on Earth. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, more aux tanks. This one is worth grabbing. It's 96% full. You just deployed a big project? Ah, you're a dev? Well, I hope it goes swimmingly. I remember having to do that in, like, a past life. And it was always nerve-wracking to go from prod to, or from, some beta to prod. It's like, oh god! I hate mercurial, I hate pushing. I don't want any of this. I was really never a fan. Oh, we have core liners. And then another oxygen tank, which is worth taking because it's at 72. I was a terrible developer, honestly. I wouldn't hire me. It's good that I'm doing this as work, because I was honestly, I was a terrible coder. So, no regrets on that change. Uh-oh. Debug console going crazy. Pow. Okay, well, Batman called and he wants his insults back. Pow, zap, blam. Alright, let's try to pick through all the things that are, like, loose, and then I'll go over the installed stuff. I think that's a pretty good strategy. Loose first, then installed. So we got a fusion manual that will sell. It's in relatively okay condition. And, work safety is not going to be worth anything. Where am I going? Okay, let's... Ooh, this room looks promising. Got a lot of stuff here. So it is, however, Setsudo style, but they have... No, it's all Setsudo style. Okay, so they've got thrusters. Damage king intakes. Whole bunch of... This... Oh, this is open. Cases of nonsense. A lot of these ox tanks are pretty good, pretty full, which I'll take. They're not exactly loose, but like they're not exactly installed either. What percent is my crowbar? 72 or 77? Hey, nicer crowbar. Another PDA. All right. I think at this point I'll start taking the O2 cans, and then I'll look at like the actual components of the ship and what is worth repairing and restoring and what is worth just ignoring. So all the things that I intend to sell, just drop it on the ground. Keeping my inventory nice and empty. My drill has good power, my Weber has good power, so I don't really need new power or anything. So we can consider working. Oh, there was a second PDA by the body? Yes, there is. Alright, I think I've looked through everything here. So, I'll go for any can that is like... Yeah, I think this is the only other O2 can I want. Would it be worth buying a dolly? Possibly. I think it would be worth buying a dolly once I had a little bit more space, because dollies themselves take up a lot of space, and because I'm not nesting loot, buying a dolly is ultimately limiting the amount of space that I have on my ship. So having a bigger ship would be time for a dolly once I do the cargo improvement. I think I'm gonna restrict myself to sort of like bigger ticket items, meaning like thrusters and king intakes. I'm not gonna bother with. If it sells for like less than, let's say, 2,500, I'm just not gonna waste my time on it. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow ship salvagers.